Mary and her family are joined by their closest friends and colleagues for George's funeral, but one Cooper family member is missing from the event, making the young Sheldon final more heartbreaking. Undoubtedly the Big Bang Theory universe's most emotional offering, the young Sheldon final had the challenging task of dealing with the aftermath of George's fatal heart attack. Appropriately titled Funeral, the first half of the series capper focuses on the family as they cope with the loss. George's service also doubles as a way to bring back as many familiar faces to young Sheldon before it wraps up. George's death was a long time coming in young Sheldon. Established in the Big Bang Theory, the Cooper patriarch's demise was looming in the prequel throughout its run. A couple of times in the show, it teased the tragedy happening, but considering how beloved George became, the writers had no choice but to delay it back to the final season, ensuring that Sheldon's dad would have as much time as he could with the family. However, unlike reconning George's cheating scandal, young Sheldon didn't have any choice but to stick with canon and tackle the end of the character. Considering the limited screen time, some plot points were either dropped or rushed in the final young Sheldon season. Some notable players didn't get to return, such as McKenna Grace, resulting in Paige's fate becoming young Sheldon's biggest remaining mystery. Aside from her, however, there's another character who should have at least attended the funeral: Ruth, George's sister. Initially established in the Big Bang Theory during one of Sheldon's rants about his childhood in Texas, young Sheldon reaffirmed her existence in Season 2, when Mary invited Veronica Duncan to stay with them as she dealt with issues at home. Ruth never made any physical appearance in young Sheldon, although based on the Cooper kids' story, she previously stayed with them, and they weren't particularly happy about it. Still, since she is George's sister, she should have made an appearance at his funeral, perhaps even stayed close with Mary and the kids during the crisis. However, there was no trace of her during the service. Ruth also wasn't mentioned, making her absence much more peculiar. Regardless of where she is based, she should have made the trip to Medford to say goodbye to his brother. George once admitted to Mary that he was miserably unhappy in young Sheldon. While he didn't usually talk about his regrets, he cited that he had to sacrifice so much for his wife and the kids. His life revolved around providing for them and making sure that they grew up properly. This was around the time that issues in their marriage were piling up, allowing George to develop a borderline inappropriate friendship with Brenda Sparks. Subsequently, Mary got too close to Pastor Rob. The Cooper patriarch maintained his dynamic with his next-door neighbor because his loneliness made him crave good company.